Good morning. It's October 25th, 2008. Had a good night's rest. This morning the sun's out. You may be able to see a little bit of light on the curtain there behind me. But it's cold, about 40 degrees out there. We don't make any attempt to heat this little room. My room, it's called. So this coat feels mighty good this morning. I want to get back to the rest of the story on that beautiful, talented, well-accepted PE teacher that we got when Dr. INGWERSON put his plan into action to give 2 teachers a last chance. From the beginning of the time she was there, well accepted by faculty, the kids loved her, the PE program was revitalized, the dressing room problems disappeared, just didn't have any problems. Oh boy, I don't know what the deal was where she was, but we're sure lucky to get her. And it went that way through the first semester and well into the second semester, somewhere there in the spring. I think maybe April. I don't really remember exactly, but it was after the weather warmed up. Comes a week, she simply does not appear at school. Well, she made good friends with some of the staff members, so it's kind of like that deal at South Alameda with the kindergarten teacher disappearing. Her friends talked and said, you know, we haven't heard from her, wonder what's happened, and a couple of them got together, went out to where they knew she lived. No sign of any problem, but no car. And they got worrying that maybe she'd had an accident, so they drove the route carefully between school and her house. And I think they knew a couple of other routes that she might take, because, you know, in the mountains it's not unusual to have somebody go to sleep at the wheel or swerve to miss a deer or whatever and go off down a cliffside, down a mountainside, and be down there, you know, in trouble, and maybe, well, in fact, you see stories all the time that somebody like that is alive for 2 or 3 days and found and survives. So, you know, they checked it out. Then they came to me and said, you better get the sheriff to go out there because we think there's something really wrong. And again, the sheriffs are so cooperative, so helpful. They did go out, they reported back, they said, and we got into the house, and we see nothing at all to suggest a problem of any kind. Boy, that's a familiar story. So we had a PE substitute for the week. Following Monday, she didn't come by the office and say, hi, I'm back, but she was back. So I wait until our planning period, and I go down, and I say, hey, have you been sick, or what's the deal? No, I haven't been sick. And, you know, I could kind of tell that she'd like to have that be the final of that discussion. And I said, no, come on, what's the deal? Well, she said, now you know what my problem is. Well, being a little thick-headed, I didn't get that at all. I said, what do you mean I know what your problem is? She said, my problem is sometimes I don't come to work. Oh. And I'm sure I either asked or gave her that look that says, okay, tell me more. It was very clear that the answer was, now you know what my problem is. And then when she realized I was not going to give up too easy, she said, Dr. INGWERSON has already talked to me and he is activating my resignation. I think maybe we finished the year with a sub, or maybe we got the lady that turned out to be a good replacement that stayed with us right then. I don't know. Can't remember. But isn't that about the weirdest thing you ever heard of? For an old country boy, it was just about too weird to be believed. Someone that would throw away a good career. And of course, I hope maybe she did learn something there and maybe go somewhere else eventually and get a job that was worth it to her to stay at work all of the time. But it's just a little too weird for me to imagine anybody that would throw their income, their position, their education in the trash to do whatever. And whatever? Well, some of us talked a little. Is she a druggie? Is she an alcoholic? Does she go up on binges? She got a lover somewhere that she goes and spends time with? What the heck? Well, then you conclude it's none of your business. Drop it. Leave it alone. Get on with life.